Game of Thrones, I got a lot of grievances for Games of Thrones here. Game of Thrones, this is something that I've been invested in for such a long time. I love the story, I love the characters. I knew in my heart that this final episode would be irredeemably the worst thing ever. Okay, spoiler alerts. Obviously, I think everybody knows what happens now. So, Bran becomes king, and that's just so dumb. It's so dumb in so many different ways. I'm going to break it down for you guys here. I'm very passionate about this, but before I get into it, this tweet I loved. This woman thinks that she says a lot of disappointed reactions on this website about Bran becoming king. Reminds me why we live in a society with so few maintainable opportunities for disabled people.
What?
Oh my god.
This is meant to be.
Fair?
Yeah, this person thought that it's because he's disabled that people aren't happy that he's
Oh,
king.
yes,
Oh my
yes.
This isn't meant to be a comment on the show itself or the character writing. I have not been a long follower and recently caught up some because thinking that a disabled person don't deserve chances because we can't do anything in restrictive settings perpetuates ableism. It's why we get unfairly shut out of employment. Shut up.
Wow.
No,
so
we don't like Bran becoming
amazing.
king because it is dumb
It's
and it
dumb,
doesn't
it
make
makes no
sense.
Yes. Nothing to
And
do with
because
the
his
wheelchair.
character is not doing anything.
Can you imagine? I hate disabled people. That's why he shouldn't be king. All right, y'all. I've got a whole list, so come with me, okay? I just have a list of shit I hated about this episode. 1. The Unsullied leave the continent, yet Jon is banished to the north. Jon is banished to the north because he kills Daenerys. The Unsullied, Daenerys' army, says he must be punished. They're the only ones that care. They leave before Jon, yet Jon still has to go live his whole life on the Night's Watch. Why? So dumb. Nobody fucking cares. Bran is the king. Why is Bran the king? I feel like they literally only did that to subvert expectations. They didn't build it up. They didn't justify it. Only 3 episodes ago in Winterfell, they want Bran to be the Lord of Winterfell. And he says, I can't be the Lord of Winterfell. I can't be anything anymore. I'm the three-eyed raven. Now, all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, bitch, I'm king. And he even has the super smug, out-of-character answer. Tyrion says, would you like to be king? And Bran says, why do you think I came all this way? Like, all of a sudden, he's Mr. fucking cool.
Also, Bran the Broken is the title they gave him.
Bran
It's
the
like,
Broken.
Yeah, that's rough.
Can
Isn't that
we
great? Bran the three-eyed raven. Bran the seeing. Bran the wise.
anything?
Bran the broke-ass nerd. Bran the lame-o.
Why would you call your king the Broken? I don't know. That name just I couldn't get over it.
Bran the broke-ass fucking lame, undeserving. How about Arya, who trained all the show for this ability to take someone's face and go and do anything and kill anyone. She didn't use that ability not once the entire season. We built that up for nothing. In fact, Arya goes all the way into the Red Keep with the Hound, turns back, finds the white horse like it's some kind of prophetic thing. We thought maybe Bran had set the horse. Guess who did? Nobody. Pointless. No reason for it. Arya's character was pointless, poorly written. Nothing happened. You built this character up to have all these beautiful backstories and threads to go in all these different places. What does she do? Sail west because nobody knows what's west. Are you fucking kidding me? You have dragons, you have magic, you have boats, and none of you dipshits has ever sailed west? What the fuck?
How about her brother that sees everything?
Oh, yeah, and how about Bran, who can literally see everything? Nobody's been west. Shut up. Nobody's been west. All of a sudden, she's Arya the explorer, but she's not even an explorer. That's not even a major part of her character. She wanted to become stronger. She wanted to escape. So when does she explore? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm going west. Why? Why would she leave her family? The whole point of her story arc was to reunite with her family and protect them. And now she's going west. What? Fuck you.
Also, everyone leaves Bran alone. What is he gonna do by himself?
Bran the worthless?
Yeah, the Broken.
Bran, yeah, here we go. What was the point of Jon even being Aegon Targaryen? What was the point of it at all? It never amounted to anything. It never went anywhere. What was the point of anyone finding out? Varys was writing notes to everyone in the whole kingdom that Jon is Aegon. Whatever happened, nothing ever happened with that. He never became king.
Right. What the hell?
He never did anything. He literally was just sent back north as a punishment for murdering the queen, who the only person who cared about it was the Unsullied who already sailed off. Why should Jon go to the north when he is the rightful king?
Yeah.
And everybody knows he's the rightful
And
king.
he already has the following. People already want him to be king.
He's the one guy who is well respected, is battle tested, knows how to rule, has groomed his whole life on how to rule, and besides all that, is the rightful king. Why is he going to the north when everybody wants him to be king, and the only people who don't want him to be king already fucking left the entire continent? Let me ask you also this. Tyrion, who has proven to be one of the dumbest characters possible in the last 2 seasons, finally commits the biggest coup de grace of all time of stupidity. He comes walking out in chains in front of Grey Worm, having been a conspirator in the murder of his queen Daenerys. And he says, you know who should be king? The one with the best story. Seriously, Tyrion, in all of your travels and everything you've been through, you've decided that the person who should be king is not the one who's capable, not the one who's smart, not the one who has the interests of the people at heart. No, he says the one who should be king is the one with the best story. Sorry? What the fuck does that have to do with your ability to rule? That's the point of your character, to come with to that? The best story? So he says that's why Bran should be the king, because he has the best story. Bitch, stop right there. Bran doesn't even have the best story. Fuck you. Jon has the best story. By far.
He died and came back.
He died. He was living his whole life a lie. He was Aegon Targaryen, raised by Ned Stark as his own son. Everyone thought Ned Stark was like a perfect guy, except that he cheated on his wife. Nobody could believe that. Guess what? He was raising his sister's son the whole time to cover her deep secret. It was Jon the whole time. He was the Targaryen that everyone was looking for. He rode a dragon. He killed the queen, the girl he loved, to save the realm. Guys, he is the true king. And you're going to tell me Bran, who fell out of a fucking window and sat quietly in a wheelchair the whole time, has the best story? Even by that stupid metric, which doesn't make any fucking sense, he doesn't even have the best story. Tyrion continues to be the worst character ever. He went from being the smart, wise, all-knowing character that everybody trusts and loves to being an absolute nitwit who should have been thrown off the side of the fucking castle by Daenerys because he's useless and he's an idiot. His character doesn't make any fucking sense. Why didn't anyone even allow him to make that decision, let alone the Unsullied, who would have put his fucking head on a spike, knowing them, allowed Tyrion to make the decision for Bran to be king, and then everybody else just goes along with it. How dumb is that? Okay, what do you call the people that from the Iron Island? They go, she made an allegiance. The Iron Island girl,
Right.
Yeah,
she made an allegiance
Yara.
to Daenerys, to Dany, and Tyrion just goes, no. You know what? Bran, a Stark, should be king because he has an interesting story. And then 2 minutes later, she goes, I.
Also, Sam suggested democracy, let the people vote,
Yeah,
and they all laugh at it.
yeah. They all laughed at him.
And then they're okay with that, with picking Bran because of his story.
Yeah, fuck democracy. Oh, and by the way, what is the point of Sam's story? How much did that guy go through just to be a fucking Maester for Bran the Broken? Like, seriously, that is what it all led to? Give me a fucking break. Sam ended up being a useless little bitch himself. Tyrion is the biggest useless bitch. Bran's character doesn't even make any fucking sense. And everyone at that table is a punk bitch, useless cunt. Okay, how about the prince from Dorne who magically shows up at the end of the story and all of a sudden is like, okay, yeah, let's have Bran be king because he has an interesting story. Meanwhile, his Stark sister who says, oh, except for me, I'm going to be independent in the North. And everyone's cool with that too. So now the Starks are in charge of the North and the entire kingdom. And everyone's just like, because Bran has an interesting story.
Yo, and I didn't even think about this till now, but the Greyjoy chick, Yara,
Yeah.
you pointed out she was only there because she had the deal with Daenerys.
Yes.
The deal was that the Iron Islands were going to become independent.
Yes.
So Sansa gets to leave, but she doesn't?
Yes.
I mean, and she didn't.
And do you know why,
Wow,
Dan?
that's-
Do you know why?
'cause-
Because Bran has an interesting story.
That's a good point. Oh, yeah. That's a real good
Also,
point, actually.
there was one scene of Jon killing Dany, and then it cuts from that to everyone sitting there already knowing what happened.
Sansa came from Winterfell. That would take months to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
there-
it's implied there was a long time skip, but everything was so fucking rushed that it was
And then,
hard to tell.
so Dany, who's the most impactful character of the whole story, the mother of dragons, she is slayed by Jon, her lover. She dies. And in the very next scene, they're laughing and goofing around. Her death has no impact. It has a
Yeah.
negative impact. It is so not impactful. It is so pointless and worthless. I mean, how could you fuck this up? You can see that the writers, these bozos who created the show, have literally checked out. This is a spit in the face to fans. I hate it. I hate it. It doesn't make any sense. It's so bad. It's so bad, dude. These two idiots who made the show just ran off to make Star Wars. They literally didn't give a shit about how this story ended. It doesn't make sense. Bran has a better story? What the hell?
I love, too, when Tyrion's, like, explaining his rationale for why he has a good story, and he's saying things like, he's the three-eyed raven. Does, other than, like, one or two characters, do anybody at that meeting have any idea what the fuck that means?
In fact, we don't even know what that means.
That's a good point.
We don't know what that means. Bran doesn't even know what that means for all I know. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
In fact, during the long night when the King of Winter got bitched out by Arya,
the Night King.
The Night King got bitched out by Arya. We were being like, Bran, they're going to explain he was up to some shit. He was doing stuff. No, he was sitting there uselessly the whole fucking time. He warged into some crows. What? He literally did nothing.
Much cooler if he was like, because the thing is, it kind of leaves it with this sort of, it's not explicit at all, but like this sort of implication that Bran was puppet mastering everything. Like you said, when he's out of character is like, that's why I'm here or whatever.
So I think what that was like a last-ditch, pathetic attempt by the writers to give some meaning at all to their shitty writing when actually there wasn't any. That's not Bran's character. That is just not Bran's character.
Yeah.
They didn't set it up that way. They didn't put any clues into it. Literally in the episode before, he said, I'm nothing. I can't rule anymore. This person said it greatly. Nathan Huck, I don't know what it's from, but he says, so Jon Snow was a Targaryen for no reason. Bran became the three-eyed raven for no reason. Dany did amazing things for 3 seasons for no reason. Prince who was promised, no reason. Everyone you wanted to team up for 8 seasons teams up for no reason. Everyone you wanted to die dies for no reason. Brandon Stark, this character no one gives a shit about for 3 seasons is king. Why? No reason. That's why. I've watched Game of Thrones since 2011 for no reason at all.
Harsh, but fair.
It's such a shame because it was so well made, and it's just I love the world that they created and the characters and the actors and the outfits. Like everything about it is so well made, and then the story was just.
So I think that's
lame.
important to say because I think it was Sansa's character. What's her name?
Sophie Turner.
So she was saying that she thought she was disgusted by everyone's reaction because everyone worked so hard. And again, I'm
like
with her.
There's a petition to remake it with 1 million.
And it's not. And again, it's not about you. Everyone says. That when Daenerys attacked King's Landing, it was some of the most incredible footage I've ever seen on television. Or movie or cinema. I mean, the show was just amazing, and the work they put in was just amazing. The acting was everything about the show was amazing. And the reason I am so pissed off is because these two fucking bozos. HBO wanted 10 seasons, and these two fucks who got their heads way too big wanted to run off and make Star Wars. And this cultural masterpiece. This was an important piece of cultural literature. They betrayed George R.R. Martin's vision. They betrayed the fans in HBO because they wanted to go make a Star Wars movie. Now, mark my words, I guarantee you to this day, everything they make from now on will be shit because we are going to see their true talent as filmmakers. They were only good because they were working with George R. R. Martin. They had the source material to work from, and the show was fantastic because they were able to work with that. But now, everything they make is going to be shit because their true color is going to come out. They're going to go make a Star Wars trilogy. It's going to be ass. And after that, people are not going to want to work with them, and they're going to go down as talentless hacks that by some fluke made this incredible show, but that they ruined the ending. And I do think that they have tarnished the legacy of what was otherwise one of the most incredible and important television sagas in a modern time. I mean, really, and it still is, despite their best efforts to ruin it. But that petition is not against all those crew members' work. In fact, I would say it's in support of them. Their hard work. Those guys shit on everyone's hard work by ending it hastily the way they did. That's my take on it. Yeah, I'm upset. Here's George R. R. Martin talking about it.
David and Dan when they
I don't
come
remember
through.
if I showed this.
Why is it ending?
I don't know. Ask David and Dan when they come through. We could have gone to 11, 12, 13 seasons.
Exactly.
But I guess they wanted a life.
He's being nice,
You wanted it to keep going.
Well, if you've read my novels, you know, there was enough material for more seasons. They made certain cuts, but that's fine. We have 5 other shows, 5 prequels in development that are based on other periods in the history of Westeros. Some of
So
them.
there you go. He's being cordial, but you can tell he ain't happy.
Why wouldn't they just pass it to someone else?
Because they had an exclusive agreement. George said that he never wanted to have his books be made into media unless it was the perfect people. And he met these 2 guys. He thought they were right. He liked them, and he gave them the sole authority to make this show. So when they left, HBO couldn't hire someone else to finish it. They literally shit on everybody. What's the point of the Ice King? Nothing. By the way, also notice after this episode, there was no commentary. You know how they always suck their own dick about the writing? They
I was
bounced.
waiting for it.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it last time. I was like, come on, guys. I want to see what you have to say about this.
You know what's the perfect little twist of bad writing? At the end, Bran shows up. Tyrion's there with their new circle. And who shows up are the most worthless, pathetic group of people, including Bran, by the way, who started as a secondary character that was charming, who became this. I think George R. Martin said that Bran was never meant to be a central character, and the producers liked him, so the network wanted to bring more of him. Bran, who has betrayed Tyrion at every level possible, is now his master of coin, sitting there. This guy is. This writing is so pathetic that also positions that Tyrion appointed Bran to have a seat at the table as master of coin.
Yeah.
Tyrion is literally the dumbest, most useless character in this story by far these past 2 seasons.
I go even further back than that, but yeah, definitely most deteriorated from where that character once was, you know? It's one of the highlights of the show at one point.
Also, while the Dothraki kind of forgot that whoever kills their Khal becomes Khal. Yeah, remember actually all the lore and story building? The Dothraki, when you kill their Khal, you become the Khal because they respect power and strength. Dany was their Khal. Jon killed Dany. They would, by their own traditions, follow Jon.
Right.
Yeah, idiots.
Instead, they just disappeared. They didn't even address what happened to them.
They just went and raped and pillaged the whole continent.
Right.
Also, Bran said he may be able to know where the dragon is, and then there's no follow-up.
Nothing. They're like,
It's just-
Bran's like, any reports of where the dragon is? No. I might be able to follow him. I might be able to find him. Okay.
I felt like that had like a
What
dark
does that
implication
mean?
too. Right, he's gonna warg it, so now he has the dragon to like rule with an iron fist.
Wasn't he supposed to already warg it in the battle? That was the whole fucking point of
What
his
everybody
character.
theorized
That he
was
could
gonna happen,
contribute
yeah.
something.
You can't just keep hinting stuff and then it doesn't go anywhere. Like, what was the white horse? Why did Arya go on a white horse, and then the next episode starts with her walking? The horse is not even there.
Unbelievably bad
So bad.
writing. Unforgivably bad writing. In fact, so much that the character who plays Bran, when he first read the ending script, he thought it was a prank. He said he thought he was being pranked.
Yikes!
No, dude, that's the real ending. Also, these idiots cannot stop. How hard is it when you're shooting a scene? Watch this. They had a cup in the previous scene.
Fucking kidding
Here's a
me?
water bottle in the final scene of the show.
Bro, it's a fucking water bottle. That's what they're doing in the season finale? A fucking water bottle?
Guys,
Whoops.
that just gives you an idea of how fucking checked out. I bet you they weren't even there. They're out there sucking Jar Jar Binks' cock.
Best season ever!
Yeah, exactly. We collected, I'm so upset, you guys. I'm so upset about this. It's seriously, if you told me Bran becomes king, Jon kills Dany.
It's not even just the outcome, it's like how you got there. Everything happened so fast.
Yeah, I
like,
agree with you,
You
Hila.
don't have any emotion. When Danny died, I wasn't even feeling anything for it. It was
Literally
just like,
nothing.
There was all this emotional music, and then the next scene is like you're supposed to laugh, and like you don't even. It just had no effect.
I was incredulous when the dragon just randomly like nukes the fucking Iron Throne. This is so fucking corny. Like what the fuck?
And again, I thought maybe that was
A statement.
sign or a statement that they're gonna go with no king, right? but then
Actually,
it doesn't go anywhere.
all it ends up being is a handicap ramp for Bran.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Here we gathered a bunch of memes because we weren't the only ones who were upset by this. Actually,
No, I mean usually with these kind of things it's pretty divisive. But I mean, outside of the woman who thinks it's because Bran's handicap, it seems like most people are shitting on the ending, including the cast.
Oh yeah, this was great. Sansa's like, Bran can't reproduce. Absolutely no one. Sansa, Bran's dick doesn't work. Who has a better story than Bran? Tyrion. How about every single person in the show? Yeah. There's nothing in the world more powerful than a good story. We kind of forgot stories are supposed to be good. Sam, what if we invented democracy? Everyone else, you dumb bitch. Oh yeah, Daenerys is my queen. Bran should be king. Tyrion, Bran the broken. Bran, yeah, actually, just Bran is cool. Tyrion, Bran the busted up. No, okay, Tyrion, Bran the wheelie legs go feely.
No feeling.
No feeling. What's west of Westeros? I don't know. No one knows. It's Bran. Okay, yeah. John, yada. This was a very popular one. When you don't contribute to the group project and still get an A.
This one was.
It's Bran. Yeah. Bran, the little handicap throne. Yeah. We appear to be missing a master of whispers. You literally see everything. By the way, why all of a sudden is Bran Mr. like regal, like he knows how to bitch, you've just been wandering around in the snow, you idiot.
Mm-hmm.
He did in the early seasons rule.
But he's not Bran anymore.
That's true. Right.
Best way to kill Cersei. 1, Jaime kills her. Night King kills her. Arya kills her. Drogon kills her. Bran wargs into number 15. Bran wargs into Cersei and commits suicide. 146, she gets pneumonia and dies. 1672 gets trampled by rocks. Cersei and Jaime could have moved if they survived just a little bit to the right. Sir Jaime died while telling Cersei that he was in love with Brienne, who was super hot in the end. That's what she wrote in the King's. There's a little book that she writes the story.
Yeah.
Couldn't handle the snap of her sweet puss, so he crawled back to his skanky ex. Sorry, couldn't make you come like your sister, Jaime, you gold-fisted loser. Me watching Brienne close the book without letting the ink dry. There's actually a great line. Someone said, Brienne closing the book without letting the ink dry is the perfect metaphor for this season.
Nice.
We set sail for Nath and leave 7 kingdoms forever. Is he gone? I think so. Lol John, you can stay here. It's cool now. Yeah, exactly. And now our botch has ended. These two idiots. This was actually a great one. It's got a Rubik's Cube, George's book, and then these bozos just painted over the side of it to make it look like it was complete. That's actually really clever, eh?
Yeah, I like that one.
What do we say to HBO on Monday? Unsubscribe. You know what? It's not HBO's fault. They wanted to do 10 seasons. I like HBO. I'm going to stay subscribed to HBO. I respect HBO for creating this. They still have great shows. They still have great programming. I'm just upset that this cultural hallmark really was just laid to rest. I mean, it ended much like Dany, pathetically, quickly, and without a single tear. I was going through mourning, to be honest. Over the last several episodes, I was getting sad that it was ending. But
yeah, whenever we would talk about it off air, you were like legitimately sad, like not even angry, like just sad about it.
I was, and I wasn't able to really cope with the loss of this story and these characters because I'm dealing with what is just utterly like pathetic writing. I mean, really, just like middle school grade writing. It doesn't
like if you
make
just
sense.
took someone on the street and just asked them, "Here, finish the story."